What's going on YouTube? Kamikazevondoom here with another Division 2 build video. Now shout out to the DoD, Disciples of Doom, doing some work here on Xbox. So if you see us, hit us up. And yeah, let's have a good time. I am Kamikazevondoom. If you guys enjoy this in any way, shape, or form, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up. If you have any questions at all about the build or anything at all, hit me up in the comments section below. And if you are new to the channel and you do subscribe, make sure you hit that notification bell. That way you get notified each and every time I bring you guys another Division 2 video. Now, if you have ran into me into conflict when I've been solo queuing or in the Dark Zone the past week or two, you've seen me run this build. This is a very, very strong build that does a lot of damage. You have a lot of sustainability, and it also helps out your teammates. So overall, it's a good time. So with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into it. This is a Gear Score 500 build. Starting off with the specialization, I use the Gunner specialization right now with this build. Mainly because I am not using Merciless. I don't need explosive damage really quite at all. For the Dark Zone, everyone who's anyone knows that if you are Rogue or Manhunt, it is very hard to keep your ammo up. So, you know, having one person on your team running Gunner will regenerate not only their ammo, but it'll regenerate your ammo as well. So having a Gunner on the team actually does help out. That and running into all these skill build players that like to rush you, these clutch players that like to rush you, and these shotgun players that like to rush you. The med kit or the armor kit for the Gunner specialization truly shines when these people rush you. You pop your med kit, you get that 150% armor, and then just mow them down. This is a great build against clutch, a great build against skills, and yeah, it's just a great build overall. Obviously, there are a lot of great builds out there right now that people can run, and the meta is what the meta is. But remember, next week with title update 6.1, the meta might shift a little, and I think this build will just get even stronger. Now, starting off with the weapons. My base damage on my primary weapon is 28k. On an AR, 28k. So my primary is the Eagle Bearer. Like I just said, it's hitting at 28k base damage. This is a great substitute if you're not going to use, an AR with the Merciless and do the whole, explosive damage thing with Spark. This is the next best thing. Yes, the Eagle Bearer did get a nerf a while back, but it still hits like a Mack truck. My secondary, I chose the KSG shotgun. Primary reason is for the protected reload, so that when I am using the Eagle Bearer and I do reload, I get 10% bonus armor just while I'm doing that. But just for the sake of argument, this one is hitting for 226.4k base with pummel, optimized, and protected reload. My sidearm is my pride and joy, the double barrel sawed-off. This thing is hitting at 265.2k base with premeditated Allegro and recharged. But I primarily use the Eagle Bearer for this build. The rest of it just is, fun. But for all arguments aside, the Eagle Bearer is where it's at. Looking at the build overall, this is a 10-12-0 build. 10 into red, 12 into blue, and 0 into electronics. With that, my primary base damage is 28k. My armor is sitting at 308.6k, and my health is sitting at 203.6k. So overall, I have 28k base damage and 511.9k HP. So this thing is also a tank, but it also brings out a lot of damage. So before I get through the gear set items, let's go through the True Patriot gear set bonuses, because this build is centered around True Patriot and these bonuses. Now, the bonuses start when you equip at least 2 True Patriot items. So with that, you get 10% total armor. For using 3, you now get the 3 flags, or the debuffs and buffs. Now, these are flags that will indicate above your enemy's head. You will see it, and it can also spread to nearby enemies if they are close enough. Now, it says right here, when you shoot an enemy, it applies a debuff to them. These debuffs are applied in order red, white, and blue. Now, if you get all red, white, and blue on one target, that'll then unlock full flag. We'll get into that in a second. Now, the red, white, and blue will cycle every 2 seconds. So every 2 seconds, you can apply another debuff. Starting off with red. When you see the red flag over your enemy, that decreases the damage dealt by that enemy. So it doesn't matter if you are running True Patriot or if your buddy is running True Patriot. If you see that red flag over the enemy's head, they are doing less damage towards you. Now the white flag. Now the white flag restores your armor. So if you are not running True Patriot and you see the enemy with a white flag above their head, you shoot them and that will restore armor to you. And the blue flag will boost your skill haste. So if you are a friendly of the True Patriot guy and you see a blue flag, shoot that enemy and you will get a skill haste boost. Now that is your gear set bonus 3. Now the gear set bonus 4 is where the fun really begins. Now this is full flag. Now full flag, I am telling you right now, it got buffed a few patches back, and this thing hits really, really hard. There are so many people that hit me up saying I have like a huge DPS build or whatever when I'm using this, and it's really just because I'm getting all my buffs and I'm getting my full flag. So full flag, anyone dealing damage to an enemy that has all 3 debuffs will deal 50% damage to other nearby enemies that have at least 1 debuff. So just to give you guys a illustration, if you see a guy with a red, white, and blue flag over their head, you can do a crap ton of more damage. And not only that, but any enemies around that guy that have at least one of the flags will then be full flag as well. So say you're shooting one guy, he's full flag, his buddy runs around the corner to shoot you, it then goes to him, they are both full flag, and you can hit both of them for 50% more damage. That is insane. Add that with Berserk, with Spark, and a 28k base Eagle Bearer, you can already tell that this thing will melt anything. So that's your True Patriot, you guys. Overall, it's kind of tanky, and the reason why I use the other 2 pieces is to kind of compensate for that, because you need damage overall, not just damage when you get that certain buff. So what I've done is I've thrown Berserk and Spark into it. That way I can get more damage without even having the full flag, but when I do get that full flag, that's when this thing really kicks into high gear and it just melts. I'm telling you. So alright, that is your little overview of the build. Let's get into the gear items. Starting off with the True Patriot mask. This thing has 2 blues on it, health percentage at 10.5%, and health at 20,000. It does come with 1 red mod slot, and I chose weapon damage and AR damage. The backpack. Gilligard backpack. Now this Gilligard backpack has 3 blues on it. It has health 5.5%, straight health at 12,626, and also armor at 12,948. The talents on this backpack: Vital, giving me more health, and Spark. Damaging an enemy with a skill or explosive will grant me 15% weapon damage for 15 seconds. And remember, that requires 9 or more reds. Now, the Gilligard backpack also comes with a red and blue mod slot, giving me more weapon damage, AR damage, and armor, health, and total armor. Down to the gloves. True Patriot gloves comes with a red and a blue. I have AR damage at 13% and health at 12,684. True Patriot gloves also come with a red mod slot, so I threw more weapon damage and AR damage. Chest piece. This is the Ferocious Calm. It is the named Fenris chest piece, and because of that, it comes with Perfect Berserk. Now, quick overview: Perfect Berserk. When your armor is depleted in 20% increments, you get 10% weapon damage. So if you're running around with no armor, you could potentially have up to 50% weapon damage. The requirements: 7 or more reds, and it also comes with Hardened, giving me more armor. Now, the attributes on this: I have a blue and 2 reds, being armor at 22,414, crit hit damage at 5.5%, and weapon damage at 13%. And then remember, the Fenris also gives you 10% AR damage. Now, the Ferocious Calm comes with a red mod slot, so I chose more weapon damage and AR damage. Now, yes, remember, with Berserk, Spark, all of those talents, for the actual player numbers, you need to go to PvP settings and look at your talents that way. Down to the holster. True Patriot holster. Comes with 2 blues, health percentage at 14%, and health at 33,825. True Patriot holsters come with 2 red mod slots, so I chose more weapon damage and AR damage. And finally, True Patriot knee pads. Comes with a blue, health at 22,473, and True Patriot knee pads come with a red and blue mod slot, so I threw more AR and weapon damage and armor and total armor. The skills that I typically use with this build: Striker Drone, just to proc the Spark, and the Booster Hive. I am a huge fan of this combination because I love to use the Booster Hive for multiple reasons, and the Striker Drone is by far the easiest way to keep that Spark procced at nearly all times. The grenade I typically use is the Concussion, just because of the amount of damage that comes from it. So this one right here has 267k damage just for one grenade. Now let's finish off with the stats. Weapon stats: this is for the Eagle Bearer, 28,048 on the damage. In PvP, it drops it down to 19,248. Has 10% crit chance, 46 crit damage, and 55 headshot damage. Go down to the offensive tab. We can see my all weapon damage bonus is at 24%, and my AR damage bonus is at 68%. That gives me 72% damage bonus total. 72. And that's also with over 511k HP. So yes, this does a lot of damage, but it also has a lot of sustainability. And then remember, with the ARs, I do have health damage, and I do have a couple mods with damage to health on it, so I'm at 30% health damage. So yes, if you're running clutch and you see me and you just have health, remember, I get a 30% boost on this weapon because you're only running around with health. Let's go down to the defensive tab. I have 584 armor with 30,858 armor on kill. I have 203,585 health and 107,900 health regen. I have 50% pulse resistance. And yeah, there it is, you guys. That is the build. That is my perfect Berserk True Patriot Spark build. I use this in PvP, and I'm still using it in PvP. Even after this video drops, if you see me in Conflict or the Dark Zone, come say hi, but also remember, if you're coming after me, I'm probably using this build, so just be ready. Alright, you guys, shout out to the DoD like always. Hit that like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one.